You're not checking your text app.
I'm really, really not.
Okay.
There was a time with that, like my text app had more notifications than like my email app.
Trust me. What are we at for 778 unread text messages? Keep in mind, a lot of those are like, enter your security 6-digit code bell.
See? So it just piles up, right?
Also 14 missed calls.
See?
That's a lot. 15 voicemails? Nah, I'm not checking those.
Too many.
Don't leave me a voicemail.
Like, I'm assuming I owe you money if you're leaving me a text or a voicemail. Come on.
Or you want to clean my ducts.
You want to clean my ducts or you want to steal my money.
Yeah.
You're a scam artist.
Now, if you want to like clean my ducts, I guess, like sexually.
Oh my God.
Maybe I'll pick up. You got to let me know. Which just text me and say.
You'll answer that text.
Go, hey, do you need your ducts cleaned? And I'll go sexually or non-sexually. Welcome to Playing House, the podcast about keeping your relationship sexy and secure. My name is Kolter Bouchard.
And I'm Dominique Bouchard, and we are a real couple in a real relationship having real conversation.
We've done this. This is episode 19. You've done this 19 times so far.
We are a real couple having real discussions.
We're a real couple having a really hard time.
Truly and really. Okay, from the top.
No, we're just going to go.
Okay.
On today's episode. Communication styles. Yep. Nonverbal cues when you're trying to bang. Things my wife does instead of just saying I'm sorry. And learning to avoid your partner's very last nerve. But first, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Listen, when you screw up in the intro, we start right from the top. And
It's
we
never
sometimes
happened.
do it 4 times.
It's never happened. So
That's the first time I screwed up
never happened.
on an intro.
What was that line about things my wife does instead of just saying I'm sorry? Right.
I'm not sorry.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. There is a fly somewhere. Do you hear that?
No.
Okay. I've had a cold all week. I'm finally getting over it. So if I sound
Delusional?
extra sexy today, it's
It's the
because of that.
NyQuil. Yeah.
It's not, I'm a Neocitrin fan.
Okay.
And we got our Caribbean honey-infused ginger tea on deck, as we always do. But needed extra bad today. And we went to the spa for your birthday.
We did. We went to the spa for my birthday yesterday, and it was amazing.
You were just waiting.
And I got my eyebrows done.
Hey,
there's
what'd you do?
2 of them.
What'd you do?
She waxed them.
Hey.
And twos them.
I've never had a wax. Ever. Like anywhere.
Not even on your nanny?
Not even.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fun.
What was it like?
It hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
Hurt a little bit. But then there was this giant red line across my face. That was the worst part, and it was hot.
The wax.
Yeah.
The wax was hot or the red line?
No,
was
like
hot?
afterwards.
Oh.
Like just like it was like tender.
Oh. Well,
She
it's your
was
first
like-
time. Yeah.
She's like, do you want a cold compress? And I'm like, yeah, I think a cold compress would be a good idea. And then she brings it over and she's like, wow, this is like, you're really hot because the cloth is getting warm.
Whoa.
Like, am I dying? And then she said, oh, wow, it's even redder now. So,
What?
yeah, it looks great now.
No, it looks great.
Yeah, but she said it'd be like 24 hours, a little bit painful.
Is it?
No.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
They
That's
look
fine.
lovely.
Yeah.
Very natural.
Yeah, thank you.
Eventually, I guess you can like brush them out. Should you want to try like a new fuller shape or something? I don't know.
You criticizing this woman's work?
No, I think they're lovely.
Yeah, Sital did a great job.
Hey, shout out to her. Shout out to
Shampoo
Shampoo Society.
Yeah. First one's free. Not for us. We paid full price. I want to make that clear. But it was a great time. I had a little charcutes.
Oh, they were so sweet. So yeah, I reached out to Tish Tash. What is her name on Instagram?
Yeah, I think it's Tish Tash.
Tish Tash, who does like head scalp spas, like scalp massages. So I reached out to her and I'm like, first of all, my husband really wants to do this for his birthday, but I have a fear that you may not have experience working with texturized black hair, like working with Afro hair.
Yeah.
And she was super sweet. She understood my concerns. She reassured me that like, no, got experience, got the right.
All hair matters. All hair matters.
I have the right products for you. And she, oh my gosh, I fell asleep. I fell asleep several times.
Wow.
In her care. Felt very loved. Came a couple of times though, but she was
Good for you.
She was incredible.
Busting multiple nuts.
And then she also got us, so because we were celebrating your birthday, she got us like a charcuterie board
And
from a
cake.
Cake.
Cake afterwards? Yo, that cake was nice.
We got full body massages
Yeah.
and facial. Did you get a facial?
I got a facial.
Hey.
You can't tell?
Yes, I can.
The
You're
face is
glowing.
facing.
You're always glowing.
Yes.
Now, so
Now I'm practically radioactive.
that's it.
So
Plus the green light behind you. It's like,
Yeah.
which one I'm... Anyway.
okay.
Facials, full body massages, head spa. Yeah, great times were had.
And then we get to spend some time driving to pick up our kid.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about our kid. Great kid. Love her so much. She's the best. But every time somebody watches her, she gets sick.
Every single, like without fail.
It's
Unless it's your parents.
super
She doesn't
annoying.
really do that with your parents. But my mom, my sister, fever.
We were supposed to get the whole day and the night.
Yeah.
And then we get a text message at like 2 PM. Hey, Nia's like sneezing and coughing and
has a
she's a little bit
fever.
warm. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I think she's lying at this point. She's
My
gotta
sister
be. Gotta be.
or
Yeah.
Nia. Nia's
Both of
lying
them.
about her temperature.
They're in cahoots.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what the win here is, but super annoying. Give us the night, bro. Give us. This is to my daughter, by the way.
Yeah,
Give
yeah.
us the night.
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
You know?
actually. It really would be.
Good God.
It's been a while.
Long time.
It's been a while.
My parents have been in Mexico for the last 2.5 months. I was gonna say weeks. Months. Get back. Watch our child. Oh, when are you giving us a grandkid? She's here. Here's the thing. To any parent in the world, you don't get to say, give us a grandchild. When are you giving us a grandchild?
No.
Unless you're
Leave
signing
people
up
alone.
for at least 7 days a week of childcare.
Not only that, unless you're carrying it, paying for it, leave people's genitals and what they do with
Yes.
it alone, and finances. To be
Yes.
completely honest,
Cut us a check.
Never ever ask me, "Are you having another child? When are you having another child?"
Oh, your kid needs a sibling. I hear that
You
from
need to mind your
everybody.
business.
Well, your kid needs a sibling. No.
No,
No.
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 In this economy,
No. Elon Musk has like 8 brothers or something.
does he?
He's definitely got like 10 kids. And that guy's a nightmare.
Yeah. See, he gives like cheaper by the dozen vibes. You know what I mean? Just like the Duggars vibes.
Okay, Cheaper by the Dozen is like,
I'm
the chick's named
well
Bonnie
familiar
Hunt,
with-
Steve Martin. What a great movie.
I'm very familiar with the movie. That's one of my favorite movies.
So like
I just mean-
facing like good people.
They're good people. I just mean like giant ass family vibes.
There's something I think it's called the quiver theory. And it's like some sort of fundamentalist Christian nationalist sect or whatever.
Wow.
The quiver theory is like you have to have as many kids as possible because you're part of like you're building God's army.
No.
It's like no, you're just like bringing too many annoying people into the world.
I'm gonna be honest. My God is great and doesn't need my help. That's not what my uterus is here
Kind of
for.
narcissistic
Just-
when people do that,
When
right?
people think, "Oh, look at me, I'm spreading
Yeah.
God's will." Let him use you, but also use contraception if it's your calling.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with having as many kids as you want. That's your
Well-
choice. There's also nothing wrong with not having as many kids as you want. I am having just as many kids as I want, which is one.
Most people should have 0 kids, I think.
That would create a larger issue
What?
for society.
No, just like most people, like I think there's a lot of people out there who should not have kids.
Sure. And
then
choose
there's-
not to have kids.
Sure. Well, and there's a lot of people who don't want to have kids that do choose to have kids.
Uh,
This is going to fix our relationship.
yeah.
We got a show on TLC. Why are some of my children, multiple, going to court for what?
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes. And I'm not suggesting that he gives those vibes. I don't know the man.
Thankfully. What a nightmare.
I'm just saying he gives like a lot of kids in the house vibes.
He's the most divorced dad on earth.
What does that mean?
Don't you get like sad single dad vibes from Elon Musk?
He had him and what's her name? Gloom?
No, Grimes.
Grimes.
Gloom's that chick you used to watch Cloudy Apples.
Cloudy Apples.
Shout out to Cloudy Apples.
Oh man. Yeah, now she goes by Gloom.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Still hot as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
Cassie?
Yeah.
And what was her man's name?
Oh, I don't remember. And they had a
Steven,
little
Chad,
dog.
Chris.
Adam? Who will be able to verify?
Dave? What was his name?
It gave single syllable white dude name.
Yeah.
You know? Eric,
Brad.
Sean,
Kev.
not Kevin.
Kyle. Stan?
Who cares?
Bruce?
Shout out to Gloom.
Yeah.
Gloomy?
No, just Gloom.
Just Gloom.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think they're still together.
No, I think they got married or they were engaged
good
for a while. Maybe
them.
they're still engaged. I don't know.
That's
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Huge, like does the gamer stuff now, right?
Yes.
God, I sound like I'm 1,000. Does the gamer stuff?
Yeah. Stopped Cloudy Apples probably a decade
Why?
ago. I'm not gonna lie. Like, just got really big into gaming, and that's what took off.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
See, from what I hear, video games pretty popular.
Yeah. I wouldn't know.
Pretty big.
Hence me forgetting her. But yeah, shout out.
Do you think there's any popular streamers? We'll move on immediately after this. Who do like
It's just so not our niche.
like instead of playing like PUBG, that's one of the big ones. I call it PUBG. That's pretty funny.
I don't even understand what any of those
Pub
words mean.
Battleground or something. I don't know. Then there's there's the big games, right? Are there any streamers who do like Candy Crush?
I feel like I would still fail at that.
Yeah.
Do like Bejeweled.
Like
Snake.
boomer gamers.
Yeah, like Snake on a Nokia phone.
Yeah.
I would still fail.
Have like 7 million subs and like your average audience members like 59 or something like
Can
that.
you imagine?
Yeah.
Nia was watching a YouTube channel this morning. This little girl playing. Oh, I don't remember. It's someone's playhouse, and it's like this little girl who has all these dolls and doll houses and creates these storylines with the dolls. She has millions of followers.
Wow.
And I'm watching it. I'm like, this girl's like really good at storytelling. Like she's showing like backstories and there's character building, and she's
Fun.
like really good at it. And I'm
Most
like,
kids are
damn.
terrible storytellers.
Exactly.
And then
You said,
and then
Mom,
we went, okay, so just
be quiet. Just sit down.
I want to swallow my own tongue.
But I love her so much.
Oh yeah, she's great.
And practice gentle parenting and try to slow down for her sake so that she can get it out. Encourage her to slow down and think so that she can get her words together. But just kids have so much to say, but so little to say at the
Nothing
same time.
to say.
Just
What are they telling
nothing.
you?
What is there to tell me? I don't know who Gabriella is. I don't care that she didn't share the hula hoop with you today. And if you're telling me that, it's because you're anticipating I go and cuss out Gabriella's mom. And if that's not the goal, you should not share this with me.
She's just trying to share tea.
I know. She just
Preschool tea.
That's her big news for the day, right?
Juice.
So I should care. But I'm excited for the real tea that will come eventually when she has real stories to tell from like school. And that's when I need to start listening now so that when the real tea does come, she trusts that I'm going to sit and listen and not be judgmental. So I'm putting up with the, Gabriella tea for now and the hula hoop business, but
You're putting in the investment.
yeah.
Yeah. The emotional capital.
Oh my.
Building a foundation before you betray her trust and tell your friends. Right?
But for now, I don't care that, Isaac didn't take his nap. That's not good information.
Yeah.
It's not fun. But sometimes she's like, oh, and he didn't listen either. So he went to the baby room and I was like, oh.
That's like the big thing
What's wrong with
in
Isaac?
daycare.
Yep,
You mess
yes,
up in preschool, they send you to one of the younger rooms. Also sucks for like that teacher who's just like, hey, you sending me the
Why are you sending me
bad
the
kids again? Come on. What are we doing here? Truly, what are we doing here?
But
So spa yesterday.
Yes.
A lot of fun. Dominique ejaculated multiple times
I didn't
from the
say
head scratch. Good for you. And we had a couple like the massages. Couple of attractive older ladies.
Yeah.
Which like
Shout out to y'all.
I would have let them try something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, our massages were separate. I want to make that very clear.
100%.
So.
No, but like if she like was slightly inappropriate, I'd be like, whatever. It's a good massage.
I'll say this. I showed up and I had leggings on.
Yeah.
And they had ropes for us. So, but I don't wear underwear with leggings. So it's
No.
like, well, I'm covered by a robe. So at least there's this.
The bean was free.
The bean. And then she asked me how much pressure I like. I'm like, hard pressure.
Yeah.
She's like, I like you. I'm like, listen, life is hard.
I'm
My
about to like you.
Okay.
That's what Dominique said.
My massage better be harder. And she gave it. And I do a lot of like when I brush my teeth, I do calf raises.
Yeah.
Not to brag. So she was like getting in on my calves and she lifts up my leg. And again, I'm under like you're covered by a sheet or whatever. But I start feeling a breeze. And again, I ain't got no panties on,
Yeah.
but I'm so comfortable at this point and falling asleep that I'm like,
That thing was meowing.
at this point?
Like purring.
But she was lovely. Her business is the Facial House. So the Facial House _ on Instagram. Just loved everybody. Loved everybody.
Again,
was
the first
excellent.
one's free.
So that was the first one for them.
Yeah. But not for us. We still haven't gotten the first free one. So hopefully that's coming.
They gave us a lot of treats that day. I felt like a VIP.
Good.
That was
Good for you.
sweet. But the rest of your week, how's that going?
This week was good. I got together with a couple of people. Got together with my boy. Got together with my boy on, what day was that? Thursday, maybe? We got lunch. We went to the food court at Dundas Square, and like we always went there. You and I would go there all the time when we were in university. This is like a dozen years ago. And Dundas Square, like the busiest part of downtown, desolate. There were like 3 restaurants there. It was it was a sad food court.
Damn.
No like brand name. That's a lie. There was a Harvey's, which is like a Canadian burger
Harvey's.
joint. No, let's not get Harvey's. Harvey's could be a potential sponsor. So let's get Harvey's because we got it yesterday is what I was getting at. Harvey's makes a hamburger your way. First one's free. So there's that. We both wanted like mall Chinese food.
Ooh, let's get that instead.
Mall Chinese food. You want the unbranded mall Chinese food. You don't want to go to the chain. You want to go to the one where it's like this, like the signage is super old. The pictures are faded.
Only people from that culture are lined up there. That's the one you want. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't actually disagree, or you don't actually agree, do you?
No, I'm just trying not to get canceled. But
Okay.
I want like reflective mall Chinese food.
Oh, like the red sauce is bright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's not a real color. Like that doesn't exist in nature. I want that. I want I want it to look like it's been varnished or something.
Oh my God.
You know? Where it's been like it glows, right? Shiny like a car. And I want the coldest Diet Coke on the face of the earth. That's what I want. I want it in a can. When I'm having that kind of food, I want it in a can. I don't want a fountain. Don't want a fountain Diet Coke.
Okay.
Fountain Diet Coke is great for like McDonald's, like a burger and fries or whatever. You want fountain Diet Coke. Mall Chinese food, you want a can of Diet Coke. Can.
I just don't relate to
No
that.
glass, no ice, but a plastic straw. That is key. Ice cold.
My mom didn't let us drink soda, pop, whatever.
Or read Harry Potter.
Yeah. Unless it was birthdays. On birthdays, we got to drink pop.
Read Harry Potter. You only get to read
We
it
just
today.
sat down and read.
Yeah. Your mom's like, wow, you've had a birthday party every day this week. You're on the Prisoner of Azkaban already.
Is that the one with the car on the cover?
No, that's the Chamber of Secrets.
Okay, that's the one she bought me. And
What
then,
a bad millennial.
And then heard in church that Harry Potter is a witchcraft book and immediately took it back. So.
Is this the same church that was like also on the naughty list? Pants for
Yes,
women,
Same church.
socks for women.
Not socks. Wearing open toe shoes on the pulpit, which is like
Can't do that.
the church stage.
No.
Yes.
Even at church, can't put the dogs out for free. You get the dogs out today?
I do. I have
Nice.
to get a pedicure later today, actually.
Yeah.
So
Hey, they still
That's
taste
not bad.
great. What else was banned at church? What else were you not allowed to do there?
couldn't get a perm. Couldn't
Like a black people
straighten-
perm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't straighten my hair basically.
Could white people get white people perm? Could you curl
There
your
were no
hair?
white people in my church, so I have no
Good.
idea. Women couldn't cut their hair.
No, they had to get a man to do it?
Oh, men couldn't grow their hair.
What?
Yeah. Couldn't wear jewelry. Couldn't wear
Men.
makeup. Women or anyone in that case.
Okay.
Couldn't get your ears pierced. Like couldn't get piercings. Couldn't do anything to alter your body,
Damn.
including makeup and haircuts and like perms. We could like heat straighten our hair because it's reversible, but anything that was like weave, extensions, those are considered false. And even though they weren't permanent, still considered like off of. There was no method to the madness. Just
Here's a
what
question.
they felt.
Where's that church state? Was in a strip mall, I assume.
In an industrial
Yeah.
part of Vaughan. It wasn't even a mall. It was just
Oh, I see the
a
fly.
bunch of businesses. I heard it.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah.
gonna fly past a light soon.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, yeah. So couldn't do a lot of. They couldn't go to movies. Couldn't listen to secular music.
Oh my goodness. Where do they stand on circumcision?
I actually have no idea. I was too young to.
Because that's the thing. If you're not
be
allowed
part
to
of
like
that discussion.
irreversibly change your body,
Oh, that's true.
you can't be snipping it. Also, circumcision should be, in my opinion, illegal.
Mm.
That's an elective surgery, and you should have to be like, more than 0 years old to make that decision, I think.
Sometimes it happens because of health concerns.
Yeah.
Like older age, not older age, but like, like if you're like 12, for example, that can happen because of a health issue.
Dude, I know a guy in his 30s now, but when he was in his 20s, this guy George, who dated, remember Jason Vermesh from school?
No.
Okay.
Oh, yes,
They
I
did
did.
together.
I just didn't want to call out people's names.
This guy George,
people's full names.
Who knows what his last name is? Maybe Jason's dated multiple Georges. I don't know.
Oh my God.
But George, in his 20s, got circumcised.
Why are we exposing George and his circumcision?
The circumcision exposed the tip of his penis to the elements.
Oh my God, we're never going to Disney.
He had to get that in his 20s, dude. But also, you shouldn't be getting it when you're a baby. And also, please no one use this and clip this and say oh, he doesn't support gender affirming care, because that is very different. That is not the case.
Well, how did we get into this territory?
I don't know.
How did we get here?
That is genital mutilation. So we'll just move on.
But your
from
week
here.
was good. You
week
went
was great.
to get
Yeah.
Chinese food.
Got Chinese food. Great time. Love mall Chinese food. Big fan of that.
See all over my lap. But I too love mall Chinese food.
All right, it's time for Family Matters. This is where we get into the thick of it, the meat of it, if you will. And today we are talking about our different communication styles.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hand it over to you. I'm going to communicate properly and grab my phone off the floor. So if you want to...
I thought you were going to try to just breeze past
I'm just
that.
hey, just reaching down
Yeah.
here, constant volume on the mic. Here we are.
Okay, so we're discussing different communication styles. First, I'll start off with the fact that there are different communication styles, all of which I'm not completely sure of. There's verbal so how you prefer to be communicated to. So some people are visual learners. They like to see what's trying to be communicated to them. Some people are auditory, so they like to be told and understand in that way. You're going to have to help me out. And I think there's 4: visual, auditory, hands-on. So don't tell me, but let me.
Like this.
Yes.
Touching your leg.
Such a sleuth.
Ooh.
Yeah. Coming out of the bushes.
Ain't no bush.
Maybe. Likes to use your hands to do the thing for yourself, to learn that way. And then there may be a 4th one, but I don't remember off the top of my head. Do you know?
Note taking.
I don't think that's
Googling it.
Googling. Okay, sure.
That's the 4th one. It's Googling it.
So I'm definitely a person who prefers face-to-face communication.
Yeah.
We go through this very often. We're we'll be in the middle of something, or will text me of have a chance while you're in the middle of something to send off a message to me. And then if I get the notification, especially with text messages, for some reason I prefer WhatsApp. I'll check that immediately, but I will not check my text messages immediately.
For me, it's the opposite.
Which makes sense because you have an iPhone. You'd think.
You got an iPhone too.
I know, but I don't know. I'm just programmed with my Android ways and my Caribbean family, and just prefer WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll get into an issue quite often where he'll send me messages, I don't get back, maybe for days sometimes, because I'm not opening that app. I'm not checking my notifications.
You're not checking your text app.
I'm really, really not.
Okay.
There was a time with that, my text app had more notifications than my email app.
Oh, trust me. What are we at for 778 unread text messages?
Go
Keep
away.
in mind, a lot of those are enter your security 6-digit code bell.
See? So it just piles up, right?
Also, 14 missed calls.
See?
That's a lot. 15 voicemails? Nah, I'm not checking those.
Too many.
Don't leave me a voicemail?
I'm assuming I owe you money if you're leaving me a text or a voicemail. Come on.
Or you want to clean my ducts.
You want to clean my ducts, or you want to steal my money?
Yeah.
You're a scam artist.
Now, if you want to clean my ducts, duct, I guess, sexually,
oh my God.
Maybe I'll pick up. You got to let me know. Which just text me and say,
You'll answer that text.
go, hey, do you need your ducts cleaned? And I'll go sexually or non-sexually. And then if you go non-sexually, I'll go, no.
Okay. And if
I'll send an X
okay.
emoji like that.
Not the dude emoji who has his hands like this.
Oh, yeah, like that then.
That, okay. Yeah. Okay.
But if you're sexually, I'll go, let's see some pics.
Okay.
And then another pic with a fork on your shoulder. And then another pic with today's date in it somehow.
Wow.
Right?
Wow. You really thought through this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to need to see an STI test, obviously.
Okay.
And then I'm going to need to know what time you can be here.
At least you're safe. You're safe in your
Oh my God, yeah.
And hopefully they are too, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Communication styles.
Want to get your multiple ducts cleaned? Yeah.
I don't even know what that's referring to be completely honest.
What do you think a duct is?
For me?
Yeah. For me?
Yo, me personally?
Yeah.
Communication styles. I don't take criticism well.
No, you don't.
I don't. And
Oh, you're taking it well right now, though.
I mean, that's not a criticism. If anything, you're affirming me, so you're welcome. But I've learned this about myself quite recently, and I know I'm growing in that I used to be a very hard-headed person who.
It's literally painful for you to admit this right now, isn't it?
It really is. A very judgmental person, and that's largely like growing up in the church too. I was judgmental of anything that wasn't.
It's just some strappy sandals, right?
Okay.
Can't be doing that.
I was very judgmental of anything that wasn't aligned with what I was learning in church. So then I had to start teaching myself, like, there's a whole world outside of like this tiny ass church that you go to. Hello.
Yeah. Corked up white boys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Discovered that.
We were there the whole time.
How could I go back?
Yeah.
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah. You know what they say? Once you go white, you stay out of fright that your church will excommunicate you.
Oh.
Yeah, and then you'll have no one, right? Because you gave up Jesus Christ.
Oh, I did not give up Jesus Christ. I want to make that very clear.
Like for me.
That's not what happened.
And then they're like, maybe we don't want you back. And you're like, at least this guy's got a dorm I can stay in, right? Me personally. Not every corked up white boy.
Right.
But this one.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm. And so that's what happened. And now we're here with this podcast on episode 19.
Yay.
Wow.
Good for 19. Good 19. For us.
19.
Yeah. Probably puts us in the top 1% for podcasts, eh?
Really?
I think most podcasts are one episode.
And it's uploaded, or it's just like, let's try this out?
And then they just never upload a second one.
Just get tired. It's a lot of work, bro.
I heard a stat that like less than 1% of podcasts make it to 100 episodes.
Okay.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like businesses. I don't remember what the percentage is, but
half of them close in the first 6 months.
5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ours is over 5 years old.
Hey.
Good for us.
We have it. Hey. Kolter.
What? Made it for last time.
That's a good point. So we're episode 19 of 20 by season 2. This is not coming back. We have agreed, right?
No, we haven't agreed.
It was your idea.
We've listen, we were having a brainstorming sesh. No bad ideas in a brainstorm. But we'll see what happens.
You said it's not coming back, and
we'll see what happens.
To me, that is like step number 1 for season 2.
We'll see what happens.
So I don't take criticism well. Like I said, I've grown out of the judgmental, or at least I'm working really hard to grow out of the judgmental and be open to different lived experiences and different opinions. But I think that I'm really protective of my damn self. And that's, like you've mentioned before, that you get the silly side of me. You get like the relaxed Dom. That your face just lit up. Oh, you're sweet. Anyways.
Want to get silly in a bit?
Anyways. And most people don't get that from me because I'm a very protected.
You're aggressive.
I'm not whoa. Why are
you being an angry black woman?
Wow.
Why are you doing that?
So because I don't
hold on, why are you shutting
people.
Me out now? You were silent for 1 second. Why are you so mean?
I'm so mean?
Yeah. Why don't you like us?
Assume that my silence or that my shyness must be aggressive, must be coming off.
You're stuck up.
Yeah. Right?
Wow, and now you're being argumentative? Wow.
Am I saying yeah?
Wow.
Anyways.
Well, the rest of us at work are going to do racism now, even more. So have fun. You could have been our token friend, and now you're not.
So I don't take criticism well, but I'm working on that. And some ways I'm working on that include step 1, listen and hear the criticism.
Step 1, make list.
Okay. Step 2, check off step number 1.
Yeah.
I assume step 2 of that would be start inviting feedback from those who
you trust.
I trust and could potentially have opposing opinions.
So me and Gabby. Me and your
Not
friend Gabby,
really
and that's
Gabby.
it.
My best friend, we typically tend to have the same opinions on things.
Okay.
So I go to her for affirmation, if anything.
Right. So me.
You.
What other haters do you have that you trust?
I don't know that you would give me negative feedback, though.
Listen, I fell for that one time.
Yeah, once, and you will never do that
Fell
again,
for that one.
will
So
you?
no, of course not.
But you didn't give it very well.
No, I spoke calmly. I spoke calmly.
You spoke calmly?
I spoke calmly, and you did not.
Do you want to
did not take
share
it.
that feedback?
Yeah. So what was the question you asked?
Are we talking about the same thing?
That when we were going to Niagara Falls.
Go ahead, because I don't remember.
Oh no, no!
Please go
I'm
ahead.
thinking of the one instance only. What are you thinking of?
It might be the same instance, but I
Go
don't.
ahead.
I don't know if we were traveling to Niagara Falls.
Go ahead.
I asked you, do I need to lose weight? Are we talking about the same thing?
Yes.
Oh, we were going to Niagara Falls. So we're going on a trip.
Why would you ask me that? And you said,
Why would I ask you that?
You
That's
said-
your feedback?
be honest with me. Okay. I'm not going to get upset. And then I said, well, we could both lose a bit of weight.
If I'm thinking back to the Niagara trip, I was probably at my lowest fat at that point.
Whatever you say is correct. So
Period.
that's that.
I'll take criticism well.
Yeah. Yeah. We went in 2018.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's so weird. No, I'm reflecting not on your answer, but on my own question, because like at that time, I was in the gym every single day. I was doing way too much cardio, taking in way too little calories. We've discussed this at length on this podcast.
Whatever you say
already,
is
know.
correct.
The ongoing battle with eating disorders. So I'm wondering why I even came to you and asked you that question.
I don't know.
I wonder what happened first. If I was overdoing it at the gym before that, or if I was overdoing it at the gym after that. That's weird, huh?
Don't ever ask your partner if you need to lose weight.
It's not a fair question.
No.
It's not.
And you know if you do or not. And also, do you?
Did you say 2008 or 2018? I didn't know
18.
2008. Okay. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. So just learning to like, if I ask a question, I need to be open to I'm not liking the answer. That's
Yeah.
not fair.
So before you ask a question like that, go, do I already know the answer?
Right.
And also, do I want to hear this person's answer?
Absolutely.
Because then you're committing, right? It's a big commitment.
Listen, and hearing that your partner doesn't love something about you, and that's not just like I set that up. That was wrong. That was
A
how many
total
years ago.
setup. Yeah.
You okay?
Are you apologizing?
No.
Why not?
Why would I apologize for my past? Well, I'm a different person now.
Are you?
On a physical level, and like I have
Spiritual.
different cells now. Like who was that? Please don't talk to me like I'm that girl you knew from 10 years ago. I'm in a higher place.
It wasn't 10. It was 6 years
okay.
ago.
It's okay. Also,
And
about
doesn't it take
communication.
7 years for all your cells to regenerate?
But listen,
so
when
you
we
are
talk
still that
about
person.
communication styles, don't talk to me in numbers.
Right.
So you talking about 7 years?
You're a
10
visual
years.
number.
Okay, I'm a visual learner.
Let me grab
Yes.
a calendar and show you what 7.
Don't do that because we're doing a podcast and I'm also a very focused individual. So I need us to focus on this podcast. Communication styles.
Okay. There are several things that it is inappropriate for me to communicate to you right now because this video might get demonetized.
Okay.
We might lose a sponsor. So there's that. There's that.
What's your communication style? Are you still looking up the calendar? What are
Anyway.
you doing?
My communication styles. Number one, I need to know at all times that you don't hate me. That's really important for me. I don't do this as much anymore, but I would ask you 20 times a day, are you mad at me? Do you hate me? Did I upset you?
And that is
Super annoying.
That's a sign of something, right?
Yeah, it's a sign of being worried that your partner hates you or your friends. I've had this thought after hanging out with a bud. Like, did I annoy the hell out of them?
Oh, yeah. That's an anxiety thing.
Were they angry at me? Did I say something I shouldn't have? When I said something that I thought was funny and they didn't laugh as hard as I thought they would, did they take insult from that? I should text them right now. I should send them a paragraph right now and say, I'm so sorry and I value your friendship.
Yeah.
So don't do that anymore. No. Now I've got a toxic level of confidence, like on the positive side.
Toxic on the positive side?
Yeah, like I'm too confident. I think the problem is.
That's scary in a white man.
Scarier in an orange man.
Nah.
And there's the weekly Trump reference right there. We did it, everybody. We did it, everybody.
Wait for Trad Wives.
That was
the
you.
reference is coming. It's never me.
It was you right now.
Oh my God.
People are telling me she brings up Trad Wives too much. Lock her up.
I think you also like what's your format of communication that you prefer? So, and that's to say something really important has come up. Maybe we're not in the same room together. Do you prefer like I'm gonna go home at the end of the day and talk about this with her, for example, or
phone call? If we need to have a chat about it, I don't want to do video. It's too distracting. I want a phone call.
Yeah.
Here's the hierarchy of communication for me. IRL. If there's an opportunity for us to meet in person, and like whether this is a client or obviously like you or a friend or whatever, like in real life.
I hate that.
I shine in person.
Especially with, should I say this? When it comes to business, if I can get it done online, that is the best case scenario to me. If I don't have to leave the house to wrap this up, to execute on this, and it can be done with all the equipment I have in my own home, let's do it that way.
Oh, I love leaving the house.
Wow.
I don't like commuting. I love leaving the house if I can get somewhere in like 10 minutes. If I drive somewhere in 10 minutes.
It's just impossible.
I mean, like, not necessarily.
You have a very fast car and you use it to drive way too quickly.
Yeah, well, your car is a really annoying thing that hangs from the rear view mirror.
Get over it. It's
Little
my
crystal,
car.
And it squeaks. You need some WD-40 on that thing.
Maybe, yeah. But yeah, my rear view mirror, I have a crystal that says like a sun catcher. So when the light shines on it, it shines rainbows all over the car.
Which is great.
Nia and I love it.
That's what you want when you're driving, especially with your child in the car, right? You want something that's going to further magnify the sun and cast it directly into everybody's eyes.
Well, listen, nobody is like driving too close in the back. And I used to think that was a risk. My windows are tinted. The light is not going through the window into somebody else's eyes. I would not put somebody else at risk like that. But I love the sun. And in Toronto, we get so little of it. So that when it does come, I get to optimize that experience with the sun catcher.
Good for you. So IRL,
yes.
That's number one. Then phone call.
Okay.
I love talking on the phone.
You do.
I love talking on the phone because I can
really
walk around. I can do it when I'm driving.
Walk around.
Yeah. It's just like,
what a fun invention.
I have AirPods. AirPod Pros. I'm pretty rich. So also, they were destroyed, and you should check your credit card. Here's a little piece of financial advice. Credit cards will often double the manufacturer's warranty up to an additional year. And if you can prove, they'll ask for like a picture, or they'll ask for you to get a quote to repair it. AirPods, infamously, not repairable. So can't get that done.
Wow.
And so they were like, all right, well, we'll just refund you the money for them. You buy new ones. And then I did. I got the AirPod Pros.
I want to ask how they got destroyed, but I don't know that I should ask that here.
For legal reasons, let's not get into it, but they didn't work, and that is the truth.
Okay.
So that is the truth.
That is the truth.
In real life,
phone call.
Phone, Zoom.
Not
Yeah. If
even
we
like
need
Google
to have a chat,
Hangout.
Whatever it is.
Okay.
Google Hangouts actually
FaceTime.
good. Like any of those. Teams.
Yeah.
What's
Teams
Teams
is the worst.
What are we doing?
Listen, Microsoft, I love y'all. And if you want to sponsor, shout out to you. But Teams?
Yeah, shout out to everything but Teams. Give me like Microsoft Word, you know?
Okay.
Word's great.
Drive. YouTube? No, Google.
Those
Google
are-
and
Microsoft are not the same company.
so how does Google have their own
MS
sheets
Paint.
and stuff?
Yo,
Are they
Microsoft
collaborating?
Paint should sponsor us. The greatest
They're gone.
Microsoft program of all time. Yeah, I'm still dealing with it. Then text message. Don't mind sending a text, because especially you can do voice to text.
Oh, yeah. So when like you're driving.
Yeah. Then email.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love email, just because like it's like you just got to do a whole thing, and it also
what
like
does that mean? You have to do a
email's
whole
also
thing?
like it's like professional, right? You got to like you can't use swears all the time. Sometimes it's appropriate. But email is also great for like longer form stuff. Like I need to give you a lot of context. I need to give you like links to stuff, right? I want that like paper trail. We're only talking about this in this email thread. Whereas text is great for like, here's a little piece of info.
Maybe that's why I prefer email.
Okay.
Because people got to be focused and can't waste my time.
Yeah. So IRL, phone, Zoom, or like whatever, email. Then I would say under that is dying from cancer, which I have done twice.
Yeah,
then
that died.
I was dying from it.
Okay.
Then I would say like being stung to death by bees.
Oh, yeah.
And then I would say Slack under that. Like several feet. And then like if like getting stung to death by bees is here, that is like a 9 out of 10 compared to Slack. What's the Slack sound? Do it for me, please.
I don't want to. And
Okay.
I can't even if I wanted to. But I prefer Slack because I prefer it over 1,000 emails with 12 different people all talking about different things, hitting reply all.
Oh, reply. Miss me with. So like email and then email with a reply all. Especially when like it's a piece of company news where they're like, oh, Janice retired. Oh, Steve got a promotion. And it's like, oh, Steve, that's so great. So well deserved.
And
Shut
up. Like, why can't you just talk to Steve for yourself? The worst is in Slack when you'll have like a random channel or just like a channel where you
Just
can.
for fun.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Just for
literally called
memes.
just for fun, right? And like, oh, I finally have a moment to go make a sandwich. Let me run downstairs, work on this. And then you hear the Slack sound.
Do it, please.
No. And then go. It almost sounds like someone's sucking their teeth, which is very, very like, it almost sounds like that, which to me is like a very appropriate. And then you hear the damn sound, drop what you're doing, run back because, oh God, what if my boss needs something immediately? And it's stupid ass Steve sharing a picture of his cat.
He just got a promotion though. Let the man celebrate. This is what I'm going home to get tonight. And you're like, no, Steve, not the cat. But of course he meant meant the pum pum. So there's that. Not a fan of Slack.
Okay, that's fair.
Not
enough.
a big Slack
That's
guy.
fair
Will
enough.
not take a Slack endorsement. Yes, I will.
I love Slack. I said that before.
What
It
if
gets rid of email.
what if the campaign is you convincing me to use Slack?
Slack, are you listening? Are y'all listening?
Does Slack subscribe to this? Get in the DMs, Slack. Come on. Let's do it.
Okay, so we've spoken about different types of communication styles. Now let's talk about some nonverbal cues.
Yeah, maybe let's focus on nonverbal. Your body was rejecting the verbal. You shut down. You just like, nobody's home.
Yes, that's my way of avoiding cussing you out. I go, oh, okay, and just shut up, go stone face, and maybe go to a different room.
Often you do not go to a different room. And often what you do is you're like an air purifier. But instead of an air purifier sucking in like bad particles from the air, you suck all of the positivity out of it.
Oh.
And then the air is just completely void of any joy whatsoever.
Oh.
Yeah. You're like, you know how a tree turns oxygen into, no, that's the opposite. You know how a tree turns carbon dioxide. You know how a tree turns carbon dioxide into oxygen? You turn happiness into misery, like with the vibes when you're in that mood. Otherwise, you're just like what's another metaphor? Like an adult actress who's just like squirting, but this time it's good stuff, like it's joy when you're in a good mood. So, you taking a selfie?
Are you done?
Yeah.
I don't take criticism very well. So no, I do not do that very often. And I absolutely do not stay in the room and fill it with negativity. I definitely don't do that anymore. It's something I used to do.
So what is it?
Definitely.
What is it? So you've never done it? You've never done it, but you don't do it anymore?
I've never done it. I've never said I've never done it. I don't do it anymore. And then the cases where I did do it,
Gross.
it was often because I'm getting over a cold. It was often because you were putting me in awkward, more than awkward, uncomfortable and unfair situations where I had to sit and be the other in a room and just be there for attendance. And it was like, well, if I have to be here, I don't have to smile. And so that was the energy that I gave back. But now I am a grown woman who has grown boundaries. Sir, just keep it. Just
Grown ass
keep
body, grown ass energy in bed. Yep.
it. Period.
On that too.
And so I keep it to myself. I often try to pause and instead of immediately pounce, stop, try to reflect in the moment, try to take the L. Like maybe, Dom, there's a chance that you're in the wrong here. So just shut up and don't immediately react. And so I'll go stone-faced, I'll go quiet, and I'll typically go to a different room.
But if you just took the D, you'd feel a lot better. Don't take the L, take the D. Or I guess the L could be a lick.
What do you do?
So verbally, I over-communicate when I spiral. And that's usually from like a prolonged period of stress. Like been through that recently. Talked about that on the pod.
Yeah.
Getting out of that, right?
Yeah.
Can see the light at the end of the tunnel. By this time next week,
episode,
I'll be able to finally reveal.
We will be talking.
So like off ramping, which is good, but like it's still like I feel really like worked up some of the time, and I just like I feel like I come home and I just unload on you, and that's not fair. And you've been very kind about it because there's an expiration date on it, but like the tolerance will not be tolerating so much after that, understandably, nor should it be. I would say non-verbally, this shows up as like hunched shoulders, clenched jaw, just like my posture's really bad. I make myself really small. I like to be alone a lot, and that's not healthy. That's not good. I like my temper's really short. It's just not fair. It's like it's like my battery's on 1%, right?
Yeah.
Not at my best.
And so it's hard to put it into effort into the other things, right? Because you yourself, you're at 0 or you're at 1%, and then it's like putting in the effort to show up and be kind and be, I don't know, almost palatable to other people. It's like I don't have the room for that. Yeah. So I'm just what I think you often do instead of saying I'm sorry is
I am often the one to say sorry first.
You often say I'm sorry first. But what you'll do when you know you're in the wrong is like you'll go and start cleaning. And so I'll shut up and I'm okay. Like you do what you need to do.
You'll just milk it when you should be milking me.
Oh my God. Sir.
Yeah.
Can we get through one story without a sexual reference?
It was just asking for consent.
Okay. You didn't receive it.
Trying to make plans. Haven't received it yet. Trying to make
plans.
I'm also like really restless. Can't sit still.
Okay, so when you're really anxious, and there was an example of this the other day when you came home and you're telling, like, recalling your day, for example, and like you're folding laundry and you're pacing and you're talking and you're speaking really quickly and and I just kind of sit there and watch you just like bounce around and watch you like bounce around the room like whoa, and I can't even like
get my
like double
steps
judge.
in.
I can't even get it to be a part of the conversation. But the opposite of that is when you know you messed up, then it's like, oh, suddenly the dishes, they need to be taken out of the dishwasher. Suddenly the laundry must be put into the machine. And I'm like, both of those are kind of okay with me because the laundry's being
You need
folded.
a version of that. You need a version of that where you're like, I'm going to go clean out Kolter's car.
Well, the difference is I do
Let me
that
do our
regardless.
taxes.
And that's typically why I'm always pissed off because like I'm always cleaning the damn place.
Okay. That's not true at all. Should we get into active listening?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you can get into some active listening actually, as in start.
But wait, before we move on, when we talk about nonverbal cues, when you're trying to bang, you will often
What do I do?
hold,
Look into the camera, do what I do.
just like hold eye contact for as long as possible. And then like just like what you're doing right now, just like softly smiling.
I see why it works.
And then often like you'll like start posing in door frames. It's like if I'm in the washroom, when I'm washing my hands, you'll come just like posing in the door frame.
Well, my arms look great. I
They
mean, listen,
really,
all
really
of me
do.
looks great, but
Or like I'll make my way to my office and then there you are in the doorway once again.
nude.
Hey. Yep. The clothing just happens to like come off slowly as you're making your way around the house.
Like
following me.
breadcrumbs.
Yes.
Follow my path.
So like holding strong eye contact. and posing, like showing me a certain part of you.
Yeah.
Like you'll show me your arms or you show me your stomach. Eventually get to the point where the pants are off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you want to hit it, we're typically like already in bed.
Yeah.
And you are facing away from me, and you will just like push your ass into me.
Yeah.
And you're like, let's get
Here's
it
your
done,
sign.
son. Let's do it. I'm like trying to seduce, right? You're just like, nope.
Here, look, invitation.
It's like you're nudging me. Come on, get in. You're cold, probably, right?
Or do you know that meme where it's like when my wife is pretending to still be asleep? So, the girl's like lying there and like legs are in the air now and like helping him take her pants off, basically. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, when we get into active listening.
I'm a note taker. I like taking notes. If we're like having a serious convo, planning convo, I'm taking notes.
Well, yeah, planning. Well, first of all, let's talk about what active listening is.
Let me just grab my notebook real quick.
Yeah, because there is a difference between active listening and passive listening. So like passive listening is I'm just hearing enough to be able to give you a response. Or I'm thinking through what I'm going to say while you're talking. I'm not truly giving you my full attention. Versus active listening is trying to, I'm sorry, I'm so stuffy, is trying to take in the full amount of what the person is saying with the goal of understanding them, not just with the goal of responding.
Yeah.
So when you say that your active listening concept is taking notes.
Because I have to shut up when I'm writing, right?
Oh, that's true. Okay.
You're talking, I'm taking notes.
Yeah.
I ask as many qualifying questions as it takes to get the answer that I need. You sometimes get annoyed by that because it sounds like I'm asking you. Maybe it sounds like I'm asking you questions that like, because I need them to be as pointed and sometimes like as simple as possible, that you maybe think I'm like
almost
condescending.
Almost being passive aggressive, right?
I just like, is it this color? Is it this color? What do you specifically need?
Yeah.
I need specifics. You'll ask a lot of like bigger questions like, what if this? What if that? Where I'm like, okay, so exactly what time does it start? Exactly what time does it stop? What do you exactly need me to do?
Thank you for calling me out on that.
Whoa, taking criticism really well. Good to go. Healed.
Tell my therapists. But yeah, that's fair. That I do often struggle with, are you being condescending right now? Am I like, maybe there's a level of like, and I always forget the damn word I'm looking for, but imposter syndrome. Like if I'm trying to take the lead on something, if I'm trying to like strategize on something or like bring something forward, there's always that like a little intimidation in the back of my mind. So if I get too many questions about it, it's like, oh, is he disagreeing? Does he not think this is a good idea?
Just trying to get the full picture.
Yeah, I understand that. So thank you for calling me out on that. I think I also struggle with like always feeling the need to provide solutions. And that's not something that...
You want me to come to you with solutions or come to you with a couple of different solutions and not just a problem.
Well, yeah, of course, right? But I was also going to get at, that's not something that you've created. I think I've always been that person that like, when my parents complained about each other for the longest time, I always felt the need to like provide a solution for that or like give a different perspective for that. And so as an adult now, I'm still that person who always has to like, oh, if this person is confiding in me, it's because they want me to help. It's because they want me to provide a solution. And so what I'm learning through learning active listening is that like, no, I'm not the guru. I'm not the expert. I don't have to hear you in order to solve. I have to hear you to hold space.
That's like that's the point in and of itself. It's like, listen in. Some people don't. How often do you not want solutions?
Most times.
Where you're like, oh my God, insert fake name here. Claressica.
Yikes. Sorry.
It's a combination of the Family Channel show or Disney Channel show Clarissa and Jessica. Claressica. Someone's like, that sounds a little like a microaggression. It wasn't. It was not. But
thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's very much a Nia name. She would name her dolls one of those combo type names.
My doll's name is Brawled, and you're like,
what?
Okay, sure, Brawled? No, brawled. I'm saying the same stupid name you are. So there's that.
But yeah.
You don't want to hear solutions sometimes. You're just like, nah, I just want to. And so I'll say like, you want a solution? Or you just want to
yes.
you know. No, you'll say no.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But I think that's also part of active listening, right? Like understanding, is this person coming to me just to rant and just to hold space for them? Or are they coming to me? And I want to clarify that. When I say holding space, because I think a lot of people don't understand that concept. I'm not saying that condescendingly. I'm saying that like honestly.
Some people are too stupid to get it, apparently, is what Dominique is saying. I wonder what Claressica would think of that. That's why Claressica doesn't text so much anymore.
You know what? And I don't answer her texts anyways. But for a long time, even I struggled with, and I say even, I too struggled with the concept of what holding space meant.
Yeah.
Right? Because again, I always thought I had to provide solutions. So, but just holding space is just like being there as a vessel for the person to pour into for a little while.
Should be a vessel for me.
We'd gone too long without one, eh? We've gone too long without a reference. So thank you. Ain't
no reference.
I forgot what I was saying. Holding space. Damn.
Being a vessel.
No, before that, I interrupted myself with a different thought. But anyways,
some people just want to like tell you a little secret.
Yeah.
Like, here's a little. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Here's a little secret.
Yeah, like when I call again, going back to Gabby, my best friend. When I call her and I'm cussing, she knows it's not because like, oh, Dom needs me to provide ABC. It's like Dom just needs to cuss and can't cuss about this to Kolter.
Usually cussing out someone in particular. So there's that. Should we talk about conflict resolution?
Yeah. Before we go into that, actually, I just wanted to say one last thing about like holding space, asking questions. Okay, this is what I wanted to say. One thing I've really learned about active listening is instead of trying to provide solutions or like leading the conversation, it's asking open-ended questions. And by that I mean like, so how I struggle with understanding if you're being condescending versus if you're truly trying to understand what I'm saying. Asking questions like, so how does that make you feel? And then what did she say? Like asking questions that are open-ended and just allow the person to like further the conversation rather than asking questions that like guide the conversation. And I'm not saying this like in response to you at all. I'm saying like,
I'm perfect.
Instead of being like, what's an example of like trying to guide this conversation? Like, and you're mad at me because I said that, right?
Making assumptions,
like trying to push the conversation in a specific direction. And it's just like, no, just hold the space. Like ask the questions to get more information, but not to guide it. So that's a part of active listening that I'm trying to learn as well. So it's like, well, how did that make you feel? What did you think about that? Is there anything you wish you said in addition to that? Stuff like that. Sorry, I just wanted to add that.
Thank you for saying sorry. See, apologizing.
Because I'm Canadian.
He's getting it. Conflict resolution. We mentioned this earlier. I'm typically the first one to apologize. Why are you making that face? It's cold. Cold tea.
Frozen.
And I think part of that is because a large part of that is because I'm confident in what my share of the responsibility is. Okay. And also, I don't get defensive anymore.
That's very true.
Right? Like if I'm apologizing to you, there's no strings.
Yeah.
I'm not apologizing to you because I'm expecting an apology from you. And if you don't give me one, that's because you're dumb. And you haven't done the healing that I have done.
And so, what has your healing been?
Very expensive.
So because you go to therapy, you're healed?
No, it's because I do the work. It's not a mindset, it's a grind set.
You're like level 10 annoying. Yeah. That's what you are.
And I'm confident with that.
Okay. Yeah. I too am confident that you are the most annoying human.
That's fine.
For who?
For you. For me, fam. Don't get defensive. And also, like, I take my lumps.
What?
I take my lumps, meaning like you go to apologize to someone, and like it is best when someone's apologizing to you to not like pile on. But also, like, when you're apologizing to someone, you have to know that they might pile on to you. And I got a lot of people in my life who do that.
But explain what piling on is.
Piling on is like, I'm sorry for doing this. Yes, well, you did that. Yes, right. I'm aware. Right. And I'm sorry for doing it. Yeah, well, it made me feel like that. Yes, and I'm sorry. And I'm sorry for how my actions have affected you. Yeah, well, it's been really tough. Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, and they're allowed to, like, call you out on
Sure.
behavior. But yeah, there's a difference between like agreeing and mentioning some information that they might not have or might not be expressing in that apology, and just like making them feel as small as possible.
Yeah.
Like, now that you've come to me on your knees in your apology, I'm gonna kick you down.
Super
like, yeah,
annoying.
there's a huge difference.
Accept the apology or don't, and communicate that. I'm not ready to accept this yet. But just saying like, you say sorry and then it's like, I'm just gonna like add a bunch of other stuff. Like, that's not fair.
Yeah. And remember when you did this last summer? This was very reminiscent of that. Well, and then sometimes that's fair, because like if there's a pattern,
Sure,
you can call it out, but do so productively, not just for the sake of making the person feel even worse.
And that's often it, right? I find often people, shouldn't say often, sometimes people are more interested in like, are not really interested in resolving this.
Right.
Like if the goal is, how can we resolve this? How can we move on? Then yeah, maybe have a plan, have like what makes the most amount of sense right now. Addressing this, moving on from this, or like dredging up the past. Because also like if this is part of a larger conversation that you want to have, you also like, you owe it to the person that you're saying this to like have a cohesive message here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe if you want to bring up some old stuff, I'm not ready to accept this apology yet. Can we actually chat? Can we have, when I have more time, can we chat about this a little bit longer? And
or
then
when
you come
I'm ready.
with facts. You hit them with the receipts, right?
But wouldn't that be piling on?
You go, I have a recording of you naked in the shower. Body needs some work. Also, your teeth are kind of yellow.
Oh my God.
So
that would be piling on.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. When we talk about conflict resolution, I
don't know her.
Okay.
Sorry to that man.
We don't have the same last name.
No, we do, which is why we need to resolve conflicts.
When I started planning this episode, I was like outlining the different talking points for us.
Yeah, you have no notes for this.
I left this part empty because I was like,
unresolved, one might say.
Okay.
A conflict that has been left unresolved.
Obviously, conflict resolution is huge in marriage and relationships, in every relationship of your life. I don't know that I have a particular recipe, strategy, workflow that I follow to tackle conflict resolution. The number one thing I got to do is just give myself time.
Sure.
Give myself time to think through, like, okay, calm down.
Yeah.
Can you look at this?
You're hysterical.
Okay.
You've been a crazy woman right now. A crazy black woman right now. Uh-oh. That's a bit. I don't really. I'm an ally. The white fist is down. Continue.
Can you look at this holistically, and can you see the parts where you messed up, where you influenced this outcome? Sorry. So I always influence the income.
Yeah.
But can you see the parts where you led to where we are now? How would you have wanted that to be done differently if you could? And what are the things you need to apologize for? And what are the things you need to do differently moving forward? So that can take a while, and it should take a while. You should take time to reflect and be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
So you can humble yourself. And like you were saying earlier, you said take the lumps, take the L.
Take your lumps.
Go to the person, be humble, be honest, so that you can better yourself.
100%. Hundo P.
When it's you and I think a huge conflict resolution, I don't want to say tactic, like, yeah, make up
spitting
sex
it and hitting
is
it.
never bad. But like we often end with you in my lap and I'm rubbing your head, for example. And I think that's like nonverbal resolution.
Sure.
But it's also like, it's like humbling both of ourselves.
Yeah.
For you, it's like it's lying in my lap.
It's animalistic. I'm literally exposing the top of my head to you.
Wow.
And for you, it's like doing something nice for someone, which
it's being
rare
nurturing.
occurrence.
Shut up. It's being nurturing. And it's putting down whatever, maybe I'm scrolling through TikTok, for example, but it's putting down my phone and like dedicating that time to you and dedicating like my hands to you so I can't scroll anymore. It's a big deal.
It's okay if you can scroll with one hand if it means you're going to scratch my head for longer.
Yes, I know.
So know that.
So I often put the phone down so you know, like, this is a temporary thing. But conflict resolution, it's taking that time, and sometimes it's allowing that person the time that they need to find that humility and come back.
Nice. Let's get to the Pillow talk
Pillow
question.
Okay. Well, I pulled up the question. Do you want to explain what pillow talk is?
Yeah, it's funny because it's usually done around like it's kind of sexy. And if done correctly, your face is pushed into the pillow and you can't really be heard, right? Not in like a smothering kind of way, like in a sexual, consensual kind
Pillow
of way.
talk is a segment where we
Get a little more emotional, a little sexier with the stuff, right? A little more personal. Peel back the layers of the onion. That's a Shrek reference. What's the question this week?
Okay. So with the theme being communication styles, I have 2 questions for you.
Sure.
Do you find it sexier when I take control of the conversation and tell you what I want, or when you lead and guide our dialogue? Take that as you will.
Okay, like sexually, I like when like you take the lead.
Okay.
Sometimes it needs to be put down and I put it down.
And I can't?
You can't? Is that what
That's
you're
what it
asking?
sounds like, yeah.
No, I'm not saying that, but like sometimes like it needs to be put down. Right? I'm larger and stronger than you. But sometimes it's nice if like, and hey, maybe we need to make it a little more even with like some restraints or something. I don't know. I do know, and I think that would help. But it's nice to be surprised, you know?
Okay.
It's nice for you to like, put it down. Right?
So it sounds like 50-50.
Does he like have much control in this situation? Like, no. That would be nice sometimes.
Okay.
Right? So, yeah.
Almost answer that angrily. Just want to point that out.
Would I be embarrassed if people found out we did this together? Yes. Like, that's the kind of stuff we should be continuing to work toward.
That's what you took from this question?
Yeah. When we're like speaking though, just me.
Question number 2. Oh my God. Question number 2. What's one thing you wish I understood better about how you... Let me go back to question number 1 for a second, because I get to answer that too.
Okay.
I find it sexier when you take control.
Okay.
And I'm referring to in bed.
Okay.
Yeah. Like there was this one time.
All right.
There was this one time. What was happening? You reached your hand out and you were like faking as if you're gonna shake my hand or like hold my hand or something like that, and then you ended up just like putting it around my neck instead. And I was like, well, things have turned. This is hot. Loved that.
Yeah. And it proceeded to be put down.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Question number 2. What's one thing you wish I better understood about how you like to communicate during intimate moments?
Say yes more often. Start the conversation more often.
Okay. That's okay. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Start the conversation more often.
Yeah. And like if you don't want to do like something, maybe you want to do something else. Maybe you want to do nothing and that's okay.
Okay.
But like maybe somewhere else on the right?
Okay.
Spectrum.
Yeah. So 3 things. Say yes more often.
Yeah, I mean, like I think most human beings on Earth would want that, right?
What was the second one?
Like if you don't want to, do that.
That was the third one. What was the second one?
Start the conversation more often.
Start the conversation. Okay. So yes more often, initiate, provide alternatives.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
If alternatives are necessary. And sometimes there are no alternatives, and that's also okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that's a crime. So.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. What do I wish you understood about how I like to be communicated with, or how I like to communicate? I love foreplay. I love the story buildup. I love...
Dominique will watch the first 10 minutes of an adult video.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I need to know, like, how did y'all get here? What's the relationship?
I don't care.
How did you seduce?
You're like, did you get gas on the way here?
Yeah. Like, were there pit stops? Was there someone else here? And then they had to leave to, like, what was the buildup? What's the sexual tension? Like, how did it get here? I love that part.
I'm too tense already. I got enough tension. I'm like, let's cut 13 minutes in. All right.
Oh my gosh. Where like the scrubber shows you like what's happening.
Yeah.
Like
I'm like, oh, what's this position? Yes. Great. There we go.
Yeah. I love the flirting, the sexual buildup of it. So I guess adding more of that in. Not that we don't have foreplay and all that fun stuff, but just being more intentional with the flirtations.
So when you come home, I'm like, someone was just here. Where did they go? Let's talk about it together. Hey, I got gas on the way.
No, that doesn't mean talk more.
Okay, talk
about
less
your life.
somehow.
Talk more intentionally.
Okay.
Talk less somehow.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, well, let's wrap this up with something from Mailbox. This is on Instagram. This is from @priestess_Emma_Kate_. Nothing
Wow.
after the final underscore. I know. Really putting that keyboard to use. There are spiritual blockages that have been in you for some time now.
Who is this to?
Me.
Okay, it couldn't be me.
There's a lady around you from the past that is manipulating you in different ways. And then I responded to that and I said, from my past, nah. There's someone in my present and it's my wife. That's who's manipulating me. No laughter. This person continued.
Did you really say that?
Yeah. In different ways, your ancestors sent me here to tell you a message. Inbox
Not your
me
ancestors.
so I can tell you the message, dear.
That's your question?
Oh, there's more. There's a generational curse.
So you responded?
Not. I responded once.
Okay.
And it's like a bunch of messages afterwards. There's a generational curse from your father's side that is affecting you as well. It caused the blockages and negativities.
Oh.
The person who cast this evil spell. This also sounds like Nia telling a story.
Yes.
And then the evil king. The person who cast this evil spell visited a witch to help cast this spell on you. And the person who cast this spell is planning to do more harm. That's
God
there.
forbid.
Your ancestors directed me to connect with you at the moment. This is not a coincidence. So I think there's a lot to take from that.
Listen, let us pray.
Yeah. Heavenly witch
Oh my God.
who had the ancestors' worst interests at heart.
Where's the sage? Because you can't slide into my DMs on this. You cannot say this stuff to me.
Yeah.
No, that's some demonic. No. What do you mean?
Do you think it's a scam?
I think they send the exact same messages.
Really?
At least 24 times a day.
Wow.
And people actually send them back e-transfers to get the full reading and steps on how to improve.
I'm going to message this person right now and I'm going to say, how much do you charge?
Yes.
And we'll find out.
But is there a question in that about communication styles?
Maybe. I just think like my ancestors are trying to communicate with me.
Oh, okay.
And that's the method they're using. That's the style they're using is through this medium. Oh, it's a business chat as well. That just popped up. How much do you charge? We'll find out, hopefully.
Find out. All right.
I'll leave it open because they might get back to us right away.
Well, it's the end of the episode, so.
And almost the end of the season.
Woo!
No, I'm like not looking forward to having a couple of weeks like with nothing.
It
A little stressful
won't be
for me.
with nothing. It will be very much be building for season 2 and shooting new episodes and hopefully getting some guests. I have a vision board of the guests I want to have.
No,
on
what you mean
here.
is the guests have already been booked, right?
Some of them actually, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're renovating the studio. It's going to
Yeah.
be bigger and better and more expensive, but we'll deal with that when we get to that. So that's fun.
So yeah, we got
We
one episode left.
Have also welcomed on a sponsor for season 2.
Woo!
Welcome to the party. Just waiting for that. Just waiting for that check to clear and like contract's been signed, but like we'll wait for the money.
Oh,
to
so
be here.
have they been signed on?
It's been signed, but we're waiting for the money to. It's been wired. We're just waiting for it to reach the other end of the wire, which is our checking account.
Okay.
So we'll go
Very
from
good.
there. Yeah.
Very good. But yeah, big things on the horizon. So one episode left to go, and the last episode is going to be around a theme that we get questioned about very, very often. So it's like finally ending off with
OnlyFans.
Okay.
That's what we're doing.
The feet pics.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to finally expose. Okay. So thank you so much for watching.
For the
Please-
record, that's not it. Do you want? Should I announce it? Yeah. Well, why not? You made it all the way to the end of the
Why not?
episode.
Yeah.
Interracial marriage, baby.
Interracial relationships.
Taboo love.
Period.
That
Yes.
taboo
Beyond
love.
just being black and white, but like all the cultural differences and how different interracial couples navigate and issues that come up. And
We're going to open our
Great things that
relationship,
come up.
and we want to make it even more multicultural.
There you go.
So
thank you so much for watching. If you want to find out more about us, you can follow me on Instagram at dom.creates or at domcreates on TikTok.
at Kolter Talks everywhere.
Amazing.
So there's that.
You want to submit a question that we will read for either next episode or in season 2, please send them over via email at info@koltertalks.com.
Slide in the DMs, whatever. We got the website
That
starting
too.
soon.
Yep.
Season 2 coming up. P.O. Box. It'll be here. Put your hands in the air.
Putting our hands
It'll be here.
in the air.
It's the P.O. Box. It's the P.O. Box. And we'll start season 2 with opening some things from the P.O. Box. So that's
Really?
a lot of fun. Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have things.
Okay. You can never just like, okay, that's fun.
I don't take criticism, Mo.
That's a good time. That's a good time. So,
Thanks for watching.
I love you. Bye.